Yeah, today I'm talking about how to scale to consistent 10k months and how it's possible for you. So let's start there. Do you think that it's possible for you? Do you? Like, share with me in the comments. Do you think that it's possible for you to scale to 10k months in your yoga business? Share with me in the comments. Yay, we've got excited, present. Hey, Kate is here, determined, brilliant. Share your one word, guys. Share your one word, how you're feeling. And then tell me, do you think it's possible for you to scale to 10k months? So perhaps just close your eyes for a moment and just take a minute to connect to how that would feel for you. Connect to who you need to be able to generate 10k months in your business. Like, how are you acting in your business and what are the decisions that you're making in your business? And we're going to talk about this more today. And perhaps, just the mention of 10k months might make you feel a little uneasy. Maybe it's a little triggering, or maybe you have no desire whatsoever to get to 10k months, and that's okay too. Although I imagine that most of you listening to this right now are intrigued and perhaps do feel the possibility that 10k months could be a reality for you. Maybe you're even there already and now you're just looking for that consistency. So share how this idea of 10k months feels for you and where you're at right now. So let's have a look. Mixed bag here. Can't really imagine. Yes, eventually. Not yet. Yes, one day. I'm working towards it. Yes, positive. Yes, eventually 2022. Yep. Voices in my head saying no way, but I know I can. Yeah. And the thing is, it is about your self-belief, really. It's about you believing, even if that's not where you are right now, it's about you believing that it is possible for you in the future. And wherever you are right now, it's part of your journey. This is the journey that you're on. Like, none of our journeys here today, none of our journeys are the same. Like, some of you might have an hour a day to work on your business, and some of you might be working 12 hours a day on your business. And I can tell you right now that I haven't grown my business to work where it is right now, where it is today, working just 1 hour a day. Like, if it would have been a much slower journey if I had just had 1 hour a day. So, we all have our own levels of commitment and dedication and our own capacity when it comes to the time that we have available to us, and other responsibilities like having a family or childcare or maybe a full-time job. We're all at different stages, yeah? But where we are now is where we are today. Okay. And of course, ahead of us is the future. Where do we want to be in the future? And so, right now, if you're generating 1k, 2k, 3, maybe 5k, what are you doing in your business right now? And well, what you are doing in your business right now, where you are right now at this stage of growth, the priorities that you have in your business are completely different to when you're scaling to 10k a month. Does that make sense, guys? The priorities in your business change. So if we look at a business owner who is making 5k a month, let's say, and we're looking at a business owner who's making 10k a month, the priorities are completely different priorities. So for you guys here watching me now, if any of you are so bold to share in the comments what your monthly income is right now. Remember, I said that this is your journey. Like, there is no shame whatsoever. Like, this is a supportive space. So if any of you want to share where you are right now. So Lisa said she's working on 2 to 3K consistently. That's what she's working on right now. Right now she's got 1K a month. So this is the point, isn't it? It's like, where am I right now and where do I want to be in the future? And taking that increment, taking the steps that you need to take to get to that next stage. Okay, so it's where we are now, where we want to be in the future. And what you're doing now at 1K a month is going to be different to what you're going to be doing at 2 and 3K a month. So, building a business and scaling it up to 10K a month is no mean feat. There are a lot of moving pieces and we always try to complicate things, don't we? But actually, it's all about the mindset and the strategy. I say this every single week. Mindset and strategy that you need to focus on. And as I said, the problem is that it differs from one stage to another. And remember the saying that what got you here won't get you there. What got you here won't get you there. So if you are not earning 10K a month from your online yoga business, let's say you're earning 5K, then you're not going to be worried about things like creating evergreen funnels or, having lots of cool automations and tools that you can use. And, if you haven't scaled yet, you're likely still growing your community. So your focus is on that, isn't it? Your focus is on growing a community and being really relevant. Really relevant. So how do you do that? How do you ensure that you are really relevant to your people? Any ideas, guys? Any SWATs in the room today? Let's have a look. Well done, guys. Keep sharing, keep sharing. Good. So how do you do that? How do you ensure that your message is for a specific person and is really relevant to someone? Anyone? Someone must know this one. I know you do. How do we ensure that we're relevant to our people, to our ideal students? Waiting. I know it's coming. I know one of you's got the answer here. Your niche. You niche. Okay, you narrow in and focus, on your message for a specific type of person. Yeah, you narrow in your focus and your message on a specific type of person. Yes, good. Yes, knowing your students, focusing on a niche, Jenny, well done. Identifying your ideal student. Yeah. Kate, keep connecting with your ICA. Yeah, exactly. Speaking to them and the transformations they need. Yay, I knew there were some SWATs in the room. Okay, so that's exactly what you do. And like one of the students that I'm mentoring one-to-one, we had a call yesterday and she's now decided to narrow in on women with high blood pressure. Okay, so she actually has high blood pressure herself and yoga's really helped her and she's actually reduced her medication because of her yoga practices. So now she's in a really good place to be able to support other women who also have high blood pressure. So that is how you become really relevant. Okay, that's how you become relevant. You need to connect with your audience and really understand them and try to be the most relevant option for them. And so, to become really relevant, you need to get intimate with your people. Yeah, you need to listen to them, find out what they need, do the surveys, make the calls, find out what you could actually help them with, get to know them personally. Yeah, you have to get this bit right in order to be able to scale. So, if you've been at this level in your business for some time and you feel like you've kind of hit a glass ceiling and nothing you're doing is moving the needle, and you've got a community, maybe it's slowly growing, maybe you've got some online classes and they're well attended, but you're just feeling kind of stuck. Anyone feeling like this? Start to ask yourself those questions. Have I niched down? Am I being really relevant? Yeah. Do I understand what people really want so that I can further develop my offerings so that it's not just a Zoom class that I'm offering, so that I can further develop memberships and workshops and programs that move you beyond the Zoom class and that Zoom class schedule. And that doesn't happen unless you are being relevant. Yeah, there has to be some intimacy in this relationship where you understand what people need. So, maybe, you have like a 30 strong yogi community. Like they're the peeps that would come into your classes before lockdown, and now they come into your online classes and they show up every week, they're loyal, and you're afraid to put them off because they're happy with the classes that you offer. So you're afraid that if you start doing something new, probably something that you're actually quite passionate about and that would actually light up your soul. If you start speaking more specifically to a more niche audience that they're perhaps not a part of, that you're going to lose them. Anyone feel that way? Anyone here feel that way? What we have to understand is, online, now that we are all online, okay, it gives us a huge opportunity to reach more people. And so you have to make a decision. Like if you feel like you're afraid to put your existing audience off, let's say, you have to make a decision. Do you want to take up that opportunity and niche and focus your message, or do you want to continue to keep doing what you're doing? And, it's always your decision, guys. Yeah, lots of you. I hear this a lot. So, and you might find that actually what you think they want isn't quite what you think, if that makes sense. And as you start to expand, some of them will come with you. So, we have to get over that fear. There are enough yoga teachers around us. And as you start to expand and grow, maybe some of those students will fall away, but I'm sure another yoga teacher will be able to support them. And that's okay, because you are growing into what you are and who you are, and following your path and doing the things that are going to light you up. Yeah. So it's always your decision. Yeah. That decision requires an action or a number of actions. Yeah. To come into fruition with your plans. So I'm just going to go back to what I was saying before. And, I think, when you're just starting out, when your community is fairly small, focus on growing and being relevant. Get your foundations in place. Yeah. Make sure your website is really clear who you teach. Yeah. So my student, the teacher I was working with yesterday, she's going to change her website from being, sorry guys, one sec. She's going to change her website from being, about general yoga to making it really clear that she now supports women with high blood pressure. You have 3 seconds to grab someone's attention when they land on your website. Make sure you make the most of that and you tell your people who you are for, who you are supporting. And people have a problem, don't they? They have a problem. They're looking for a solution. So make sure you're really speaking to that by being relevant. Focus on creating your niche specific content, commit to creating content. I know that the more consistent you are, the better your content's going to get. So, maybe you need to find that extra bit of courage, but just share it consistently, not just once. People won't see it if it's just once. And just focus on being visible, guys, and showing up. Even if no one's watching right now, it's okay. In the beginning, there's no one watching. It was the same for me, yeah? But if I didn't do that anyway, if I didn't keep doing it anyway, I wouldn't now have that extensive back catalogue of video content that you guys can enjoy. And it's all here in the group. It's all under the unit section in categories. You can go and find anything that you need to find, all the stuff on email marketing, all the stuff on mindset. You can get to that point if you're being consistent. Focus on growing your email list, having that niche freebie so that your people can really find you and you attract the right people. Now, as you start to grow and gain feedback, experiment, you can make offers, you can validate those offers. So these are all the things that you need to be doing, when you are growing. When you're growing, maybe you're at 1K, 2K, 3K, up to 5, growing from 5 towards 10, it starts to be a little bit of a different story, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But when you are growing, ignore everything else, ignore all the shiny tactics and new tools. Focus on delivering great service and really listening to your students, connecting with them, and being truly relevant. Focus on the next 90 days. What are you going to do in the next 90 days with your content, with the surveys you're doing to gain feedback? How are you listening to people? Focus on that so that you can start to create enough momentum to, get towards your longer term views and planning more towards how you're going to make impact in your business. So really just dial in on all of that. Dial in on being super relevant, to be that big fish in the small pond. You've heard me talk about that before. Because when you get to that point, when you start to become the big fish in the small pond because you're being really relevant, it is much easier to scale your business after that. It's much, much easier to scale your business. So that's what today is about. God, that was like a big rant, wasn't it? So I hope that all came in okay. It wasn't a rant, but it was just like throwing it all at you. If that's where you are right now, those are the things that you need to be focusing on. But know that when you do focus on it, it's possible for you to scale from there because you've built a solid foundation in your business. You want to think of it like the root chakra of your business. We need strong roots to be able to build on. Okay, you have to get that foundation right. You can't skip it. It doesn't work if you skip it. It doesn't work. You can't scale. You won't be able to scale if you skip it. So when you've done all that work and you've got it all dialed in, remember it's not an overnight job. It's not an overnight job. Of course it's not. But what comes from it is going to be real clarity and confidence. It's going to be you feeling 100% certain on who you support, on who you are the teacher for and how you help them, and confidence to really show up and be visible and talk about what it is that you offer because you're 100% sold on your offering, because you've done all that work to validate it and you know what your people want. So different experience when you get to that point. Totally different experience when you get to that point. And it's at that point in the journey that you can start to create signature programs. That you can start to create signature programs. And maybe, earlier on in your journey, you've been experimenting with the idea of your signature program or your online course by working with people one-to-one. So that's a really great way to work with people one-to-one. Does anyone here work with students privately? Do you have private clients? And when you do that, when you work privately, it's a really great way to gain experience. And it's actually a really great business model. When you're first growing your business, to work one-on-one with clients. So anyone here doing that at the moment? If you have let's say you've got a grand a month package, $1,000 package, you need 5 clients to make 5K. So obviously you decide what's in the package, how many classes, if there's anything else that they get access to, so that we can increase the value and the perceived value of that package. So that's where we need to be a bit creative. And that's where, when you've got a content bank that you've been building up week after week, you have got extra value that you can offer to people and repurpose it in different ways. But this means that you can grow your business faster. You can grow your business faster. And these types of packages are actually easier to sell. So I can see some of you have got one-to-one packages, which is really great. And these types of packages, they're easier to sell, and they allow you to get to know your audience inside out, which means it becomes easier to sell online courses in the future. Like, you can literally get started with this right now. And when you're scaling to 10K and you're building out and launching your signature program, and that's the point of the word scale, when you're working one-to-one or teaching Zoom classes, you only have so much capacity, don't you? You only have so much capacity. Like, there's always going to be a ceiling on how many clients you can support one-to-one and how many Zoom classes you can teach. But when you work in a group setting, okay, so when you start to launch an online course, your signature program, that ceiling is lifted. The ceiling is lifted. But there is a caveat, and I've already mentioned it. You have to have a community. Yeah, you need to have done that foundational work that I've talked about. The listening, the validating, the validation work, the surveys, all of that kind of stuff that goes into creating an online course, the experimentation, having a niche, growing with your content and everything else that I've talked about. So you can see that, not only do we have to have a different mindset at different stages in our business, but we also have, the strategies are also different. Our approaches are different, and we're making different decisions. We're definitely making different decisions. And, also you might start to build out a team to support you. When you're growing your income consistently, probably going to look at how you need to bring in some support to support your growth. So anybody here doing that right now? Anyone here doing that right now? Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Building out a team, maybe starting off with, a VA to support you. So that's definitely something you would be doing, when you're scaling to 10K. And, evergreen funnels, okay? So that might be a bit over the head, and don't worry. But evergreen funnels will also likely be something that you're setting up in your business as well, because you can get to six figures, right? You can get to six figures by just doing live launches of your signature program. But having an evergreen funnel helps you to bring in new people into your business. And it means that you don't have to constantly be doing live launches throughout the year, which can also be exhausting as well. And you don't have to have an evergreen funnel, but it's definitely something that if you're scaling to 10K, you'll probably be looking at. There's all of these different things that you'll be considering that you won't be considering when you're at the very beginning. Okay, so as we're leveling up, we're getting new mindset upgrades as well. We can't expect to do all of these things on our own, which is why it's important to, bring new members into your team and to get that support that you need. Let's have a look. Is a subscription an evergreen funnel? No. So an evergreen funnel is when you have, let's say you've got a freebie, which I know a lot of you have your opt-in freebies. You have an opt-in freebie, and when somebody comes into that freebie, they download that freebie, they subscribe for it, they're now on your email list. And what's going to happen now is they're going to receive an email sequence which nurtures them and also pitches them a product to buy, a paid offering. So it might be some kind of online course that you've got. Maybe it's one that's like, priced at $200, let's say. And so you can feed that funnel with Facebook ads and with the content that you're creating. And it means that you've got income being generated consistently in your business. And I don't like to use the word passive because it never really is passive. Like, you still need to be visible. You still need to be creating content. You still need to be showing up. You still need to be relevant and have that level of intimacy with your community and be building and nurturing those relationships. There's nothing passive about that, really. But, one of the mistakes I do see is when teachers are like, I want to have an evergreen funnel. I want to have passive income. Don't jump ahead. Don't jump ahead of yourself. You look at that type of strategy when you're further ahead in your business and you've launched your program over and over again so that you've really gained understanding and insight as to what works and what doesn't work. Okay, so I hope that really today just gives you a bit of an insight into what's possible and, you know, just a bit of a clearer vision of what the trajectory looks like, you know, on this journey, like on this pathway that you guys are walking, you know, as yoga business owners and as visionaries in your business. And yeah, it's exciting. It's an exciting journey. And, you know, as I said, you get to decide what that journey looks like for you and the decisions that you're going to make and what your vision of the future is. You get to decide that, nobody else. Okay, guys, so any other questions for me? Otherwise, if you do want to get your questions answered, I invite you to come and join me on Friday. I'm going to be going live on Instagram at 2 p.m. UK time, and you can submit questions to me. So I'll answer your questions on the session. And if you're so brave, you can come into the little live with me as well. But let's have a look. Yeah, nice. Thank you, Stephanie. Exactly that. Yay, brilliant. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me today, guys. Thank you so much. It's always great to have you here. Wonderful. Okay, so if any other questions come up, just post them in the group. Myself and my team are always having a look and seeing what's going on. So we're here to support you. And yeah, keep going, keep working on it, keep working on your business and striving forward and taking that imperfect action, because you will get there, I promise you. Okay, lots of love to you all. Take care. Bye. Bye-bye.